Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. And today we are chatting. I got a book with me and it's okay. It's okay. So. First things first, my camera's gonna get out of focus because that's what it does and what it likes to do. Which is kind of super annoying when you think about it. Yeah. So, 40k stuff. We have the new Sisters of Battle coming out very soon, and I'm stupid excited about that. Like, I am crazy excited for the new Sisters of Battle. Like, I want the new war suit. Oh, excuse me. I want the new Predators. The Castigators, which I think is really cool. I can't wait to get them. Like, I'm probably going to get about 3 of them. I think just 3. Because I don't think we're going to need... They're not going to be in squadrons. And we know their stats based off of everything else that they're similar to. So I'm not too overjoyed for them. I think they're a little bit weird currently. But yeah. I really don't know how I feel about them. Kind of like... I'm a little bit indifferent about the Charadon book. And I wanted to talk about this really quickly. So it's Forge World Metallica getting attacked by Death Guard. And it's really cool. Like, they add a ton of new lore in here. And the lore is what's really important in these books. And they add some new ways of playing playing your armies for matched play as well as campaigns and a few other things. But overall, it just kind of feels meh, in my opinion. I like it. But overall, it didn't have that feel of an older campaign book. Even Vigilus felt a little bit chunkier than this. But overall, I think it's a pretty good book for narrative play and for like Crusade and things of that nature. You can get some really cool stuff for your Death Guard in here. We can't hear you. Why can't you hear us? It says my mic is working. Hold on. No, my mic is definitely working. It's not muted anywhere. I can hear the audio okay for me. Okay. Well, that's so weird. Huh. But... Well, okay. But yeah, continuing to go over this book. Maybe it's because I have a bias against Death Guard. Like, they're cool and everything, but ultimately they always lose. Is how I feel about them. And I'm not really a fan of their aesthetic, if that makes sense. But Forge World Metallica didn't really get a whole lot either. And you need this book if you want to run the new Drukhari codex, because this stuff has things for the new Drukhari in it. For AdMech, it's a slight buff, and for Death Guard. Overall, it's pretty good, but it's just, it feels like it's missing something, if that makes sense. It lacks, like... How to put this? It lacks oomph, if that makes sense. Like, all the other campaign books, and you can see I have a ton of books behind me. I have almost all of the Imperial Armor books at this point. They just... It feels like it's missing something, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just my bias against Death Guard, and I think that's what it really is. And I do need to acknowledge that I do have a bias against Death Guard. But yeah, it was, it's an interesting read. It's worth the read alone just to learn more about Metallica. And who doesn't love Metallica? Let's be real. I'm missing my Death Guard codex. Oh, I'm sorry. I got fixed on my side. What do you call a Slith in a Hogwarts? In Hogwarts, a Slytherin. Neat. I have never watched a full Harry Potter movie. Somebody out there is like raging at me right now because I have never seen a full Harry Potter movie. I also don't want to tell people that I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. I actually have seen one. I saw the one with Smaug in it. And then in the next movie, Smaug dies like instantaneously. And it's like really anticlimactic. I saw those movies. You're not missing much, Alexis. Yeah, from what I heard, it's basically a reused, rehashed story that you hear 1,000 times, just with wizards and a turf that writes them. So yeah, not excited for that. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings do nothing for me. I like Lord of the Rings because I like fantasy, certain fantasies. I like not high fantasy. I like like mid-tier fantasy. I think 40k AOS is a little bit too much for me, and that's what's keeping me away from it right now. But I do like my snacks. Snacks is cute. Give them a boop. But Lord of the Rings, like, the movies just seemed boring to me. Apparently, I need to watch the new, what the hell is it? It's the new Justice League movie. That's, like, now apparently, like, 4 hours long. Smaug isn't even a whole chapter in the book. Yeah, that's what I heard. Harry Potter is like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory at a school of magic. Could Mala work in Warhammer's current setting? Malal actually does work in Warhammer's setting. In fact, if you play Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, you have a mission where you fight Mala. So it's kind of cool, and he's still canon, by the way. Any representation of fantasy battles with rows of elves and orcs, dwarves is good to me. Yeah, I do think that they need to make more like high fantasy movies, in my opinion, that aren't just Lord of the Rings or D&D, just told 1,000 times. He's canon, let's go. Yeah, he's canon. Greetings, where do you think about the upcoming Darktide game and Inquisitor Martyr, which is already out? I actually think Inquisitor Martyr is a bit boring. That's my take on it. I like the voice acting, I like the game, and I like the missions, I like the story. I love everything about it, but it feels like a slog. It's kind of the same problem I had with something similar to like Diablo, where it's a fun game. I really love the universe, but it's boring as hell. But the upcoming Darktide game, I can't wait to play Left for 40k. That's going to be amazing. What are you hoping from the new Mechanicus Codex? Probably for them to get away from Castle and Robot spam and have more to do with the rest of their army. Also, the Sulfur Hounds need a massive buff. They're terrible right now. Same with the Jump Pack guys. They need a buff as well. And a lot of their weapons need to go up to 2 damage because Space Marines are like god tier right now, and they're not even fun playing against unless you play a list like mine where you bring Eliminators and Outriders. But yeah. Malal is just an outcast Chaos God. He's a minor Chaos God. There are minor Chaos Gods. There's actually a ton of them. But he's probably the most powerful out of the minor Chaos Gods. His Chaos Space Marines actually did summon him into real space. I think it took like 13,000 years to do it. And, or something like that. It took 13 years. 13 was a number. It's his number. And they summoned him into real life. And then in which case he was destroyed in Battlefleet Gothic 2, which, take it with a grain of salt whether or not it is canon. Although they do reference the fight at Vigilus with four ships versus the Planet Killer, and at the end of Battlefleet Gothic 2, you fight Planet Killer again and destroy it. So take it with a grain of salt whether or not it's canon. Um, as I understand it, there was such a threat for the other four Chaos Gods united to defeat him. I have literally read about 140k books, and I've never seen that ever. He's barely mentioned, if at all, and he's only mentioned in like 2 novels, maybe 3. And he's kind of just weak. That's really it. He's a minor Chaos God. That's it. I just want to see. I just want my new snakebite babies. You know what? I agree with that. Have you ever watched the Emperor Texas speech? I watched it all the way up until they started going with their own like little story. I voice acted Mariel Sabathiel for quite some time. Actually, like twice, but still. If you enjoy it, by all means, please go and check it out. Alpha Goose is an amazing person. His crew is pretty good, and I highly recommend them. I personally didn't enjoy the series after they started their own like thing with it. Personally, I think that they should look into making their own actual like animation, because they have a lot of talent, and I think it would be really, really cool if Alpha actually pushed into his own project with his own universe and everything, because he has the talent to do it. Where can I buy a real 2-scale bolter or chainsword for my wall? You could probably just go to Etsy and get one. I have mine in my closet. I keep it there. I keep hearing that Trazeen the Infinite is a Deus Ex Machina of 40k, considering that he can get essentially anything from his vault. What's your opinion? I actually really like Trazeen the Infinite. I think he's a fantastically well-written character. Infinite and Divine is absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend it. And if you enjoy his type of character, like, he's just a sassy old man. That's really who he is. Like, I make the joke that he's like the gay best friend, and truly his attitude reminds me of several of my like super sassy gay best friends, and it's amazing. Did we talk about the Astartes project being taken up by GW? No, it was. It's neat. I can't wait to see what they do with in the future. Any interest in the limited edition sister novels Faith and Fire and Hammer and Anvil? Oh my god, yes. I really, 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 really desperately want them. I can't wait for them. I'm just going to try to get them as quickly as possible. There's a minor chaos god for the greater good, and it's driven some Tau commanders to start genociding humans and other vessel species. That is true. It's actually really cool because it protects them. So, it's kind of neat. I think you would really enjoy Adeptus Ridiculous that Murky is doing right now. I was so impressed with your knowledge on the Astartes reaction. Okay, let me be real right now. I barely watch 40k content. I read all the books. So I typically don't watch lore channels, because if I want the lore, I just read the book or listen to an audiobook. I have 3 terabytes of audiobooks from Black Library alone, as well as Jurassic Park and The Lost World and a few other books on there as well, because I really love books. But like, I don't watch too many 40k channels out there. I'm friends with a good chunk of them. Like, I absolutely love Valrak. He's amazing. He's actually just a sweetheart. Like, I really, really was not expecting that. Like, he was just so sweet, and I would hug him. I definitely am going to hug him after the pandemic is over and after I get vaccinated, so we can all be safe. But I can't wait. He needs a big hug. Like, he's amazing. There's Kurioth, who's a pretty decent guy. I haven't had much interaction with him, but from all the interactions I've had with him, he's been pretty cool, and I've really liked him. Remlaze is like one of my closest, like, I would consider him like my closest YouTube buddy. And Miranda, definitely. Well, Miranda I consider like an actual in-person friend, and she's amazing. Absolutely love her. I watch her streams every now and then. Who else do I know about? Voldemort is really cool. I like him. Major Kill is interesting. He was actually really, really down to earth when I got to know him. And by get to know him, I looked him up and everything. He's an Aussie, so he's crazy, and I love it. Let's see. Oh, wait, I don't know if there's enough attention yet. Major Kill's new animated 40K series is rather funny. I'll have to check it out. Since we are talking 40K, what is your favorite 40K book? My top 3 favorite 40K books is Celestine, Fulgrim, Master of Mankind. Fulgrim by Graham McNeil, Celestine by Andy Clark. I think it's Andy Clark. Now I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's him. And Master of Mankind by Aaron Densky Bowden. ADB is amazing. He's an absolute sweetheart as well. And oh my God, he is actually like another person that I need to give a hug to, like when I meet him. Let's see. Is the YouTube Warhammer community nice? Honestly, almost all of us are like super, super, super nice and polite to each other. We're always looking out for each other. And then there's the ones that we don't like. And they're universally hated by pretty much everybody else. And that's pretty much Arch. Like, pretty much every YouTuber hates Arch. Except for like the edgy ones. Or the ones that pretend to be edgy but are actually like terrible people. Is Constantine Valdor the Yellow King? Yes, he is. It is dropped as a big reveal. Yes, that is 100% true. Quick question about the Red Scorpions. How did Arch... Bad. No. Don't watch Arch. He is garbage. He doesn't know the lore. He's a white supremacist, and he's garbage. I will go on record saying that. He is the worst 40K YouTuber out there and does not even deserve your attention in any way, shape, or form. And if you still support him after everything that came out about him, you can leave. Like, that's it. All right? But anyway, back to more fun stuff. I found Ethereal Stern limited edition box set on eBay, $200. Would you buy it for that price? You found it for $200, send me a link. I will definitely pick it up for $200. I have been looking for that book, and it's been at $320 for like the last few months. All right. Celestine and the Sanguinor has been shipped in the TTS verse. Why? Canonically, Celestine and Greyfax are a thing. I forgot Gamza was actually a person. Is he still on YouTube? He shouldn't be. I just saw Death of Hope for the first time. Now I want to get into Horus Heresy books. What is a good starting point? Read the first 5 in the series, which is Horus Rising. Oh God, I can't remember the actual first 5 books. Read the first 5 and then just pick and choose your own adventure after that. Let's see. Let's see. Just watch Baltimore and Lore Queen. You know, I should have changed my name to that. That would have been much better of a name instead of Norn. I wonder if it's too late to rebrand. Never thought about that. Minotaurs equal loyalist iron warriors. Agree. No. They're world eaters. We got somebody who's upsketty. I honestly don't care about this person. If they like Arch, they're probably just a piece of shit. So, bye. You won't be missed. What's your favorite kit for bits and bobs for conversions? Space Marine Command Squad. If I'm playing, if I'm building Space Marines. For Sisters of Battle, it's probably the Retributor box. Comes with a lot of bits. Let's see. For Tyranids, it's actually, weirdly enough, it's actually the Hive Guard kit. I think has the best bits for conversions. For Eldar, you're SOL. For most Xenos faction, good luck. For Orks, you just buy a boys box and then just buy one box of anything else and just mix and match all the parts. For AdMech, it's actually the Rust Stalkers. I think that's great. Let's see. Is it the Rust Stalkers? Which are the ones? The Assassins. They're really good for conversions. What else? What other armies am I forgetting about? Eldari don't really have it. Necrons don't have it. I'm sorry. They don't have like good conversion kits. But yeah. I was going to say it's listed at 300. Oh, damn it. At 300, it's not worth it yet. I'm going to wait for it to drop. Can I wait for the Cursed City box? Any opinions on that box? I can't wait for it. I am super excited for Cursed Cities. I love Darkest Dungeon, and it's pretty much Darkest Dungeon. So, definitely getting it. Whoever supports Arch, I will personally come to your house and congratulate you for being a heretic and purge you. Okay, that's funny. A little bit weird. Let's see. It's actually a big problem that Horus Heresy Saga is so convoluted to get into. My friends wanted to get into 40k, but I don't know where to start him off. Any suggestions? Dark Imperium. Anything, look at the release date of Dark Imperium and go from that date onwards, and those are the books you should read. Not the Horus Heresy series, avoid that. Read the first 4 Horus Heresy books and then skip straight to the Siege of Terra. The way I like to describe the Horus Heresy is it's much like the anime Inuyasha. It's just filled with a bunch of filler that no one cares about, and just skip to final act. Okay? There's around the recent amount of animations of Celestine and Sanguinor switching places. It has an undertone of Celestine having a relationship with him. Why? Celestine isn't even straight. Let's see. I was thinking of getting some Genestealer cults and Cawdor for Inquisition stuff. Any conversion for conversion bits. I would avoid House Cawdor or Cawdor. I would actually go more with like the new radical house that's coming out if you want to make Puritans. If you want to make radical Inquisitors, you should go to AOS and get some of the Vampire Hunters. They would be way better for Inquisitors. Genestealer Neophytes are good for conversions too. Yes, they are. I just started the Eisenhorn and Gaunt's Ghost series. Those are both really good. Any advice for painting the Triumph of St. Catherine? Hire somebody. Like, I'm not kidding. I looked at it. I could not paint it. Somebody painted it for me. It was Rockstar Sanguinius, and he made it amazing looking. Let's see. I'm not going to read anything else about that YouTuber. I always dreamed about a huge battle, possibly a purge crusade, coming to a world and waging war for years. That would actually be really cool. Caiaphas Cain. Caiaphas Cain is amazing. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. I know very little about Warhammer, but guns are cool. You're right. As an American, I feel like I'm obligated to agree, even though I don't think we should have guns. But that's just me, and I'm strictly because I'm a pacifist. What do you think of Karamazov's model? Because I am thinking of buying him, but Finecast. Ugh. Yeah, Finecast is an oof. I would actually buy a Redemptor Dreadnought or the Emotional Support Dreadnought, and just put a different person sitting in it and run that as him or them, because Inquisitor Karamazov has 2 servants with him. Let's see. Wait a minute. Are Sisters of Battle genetically modified in any way? I think my stream froze. Did my stream freeze? Froze? Hang on, I'm gonna refresh this. I really hope my stream did not just freeze. Weird, it froze on my end. 1 second. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Sorry, I'm going to try to get to those comments and everything. Let's see. Got my sisters of eternal mercy today. Geez, they're tiny daughters, but my decision probably... Oh, that's kind of cool. My girlfriend is obsessed with Inuyasha, so I should get her to read the Horus Heresy books with me. Inuyasha's amazing. I love Inuyasha. Do you think Mortis coming out soon will be... I don't actually know about that one. What do you think about Karamazov's model? I just read that. Are Sisters of Battle genetically modified in any way? Okay, let me answer this really quickly. In 40K, it's seen as strange to not be modified. Like, there is no pure human genome in 40K. Everybody is modified. Everybody has differences because of being void-born, being on a different world, being on a high-gravity world, being on a low-gravity world. The standard human in 40K, as far as we can tell, stands at about 6 foot. And this includes women, by the way. We don't know, like, too much about the average human in 40K, aside from what we see in artwork. And for the most part, everybody has a modification in some way, shape, or form. And because we know the Repentia actually have the plugs now, which interface with their armor, similar to that of a black carapace, we now know that sisters all have that. We had a tease of this in the comic Will of Iron, where the Inquisitor was putting on Terminator armor, but she put on a red outlined skin-tight suit that actually had the ports on it to interface with Terminator armor at the speed of her thoughts. Now, it's not as fast as Space Marine armor, which moves because Space Marines can think fast, not think faster, they can react faster. But Sisters of Battle armor is incredibly advanced, so it can interface with them really quickly. Oh, okay. Let's see, find a band. Okay, there we go. The King in Yellow is the only reference to Lovecraft's work in Warhammer. You know, I kind of wish people would stop saying, like, galactic horror is just Lovecraft, when Lovecraft was just scared of the Bible and racist. Like, read the Bible. It's kind of crazy. But does 40K steal from Lovecraft? Yes, of course he does. Of course it does. But yeah, no, the King in Yellow is actually a reference to... Holy crap, is that Ulfer? Oh my god, hey Ulfer, long time no chat. How you been? I missed you. Don't die in a volcano. Make sure Victor doesn't die in volcano. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the King in Yellow is a reference to the fact that he is a custodian. Let's see. Oh, talking about Sisters of Battle, do you know about the VR game of 40K with the Dark Templar, I think you mean Black Templar, and the Sisters of Battle being focused on? Yes, I do. I didn't get an Oculus, so I did not play the game. It does look pretty good. I watched a bunch of people try to review the game and not know anything that they were talking about, and it super annoyed me. So if you want to see me play it, get me an Oculus. Let's see. Necron fleet incoming. Let's see. Which is the best Space Marine chapter for Unknown Founding? Probably the Grey Knights. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Ulfer. I missed you. You gotta pop back into chat every now and then. Biggie had a bunch of OG humans in stasis when making the Custodians, Thunder Warriors, and Astartes. Yes. I'm scared of the Bible. Have you seen how big that thing is? It hurts. Yep. Books make terrible weapons. Proto-Rabo is the best Primarch. Fight me. Well, I mean, if he won any of his battles, I would definitely agree with you. He eventually beat, which is going to be retconned, but he beat Dorn afterwards with the Iron Cage incident. Over lives. Stomp, stomp. Yes. Any more Primarchs coming back to life? As far as we know, the Lion is the only one alive. He beat Dorn handily. Let's see. Grey Knights, best knights? Probably. My phone just went off. My phone is ringing. 1 second. Who are you and what do you want? Man. Anyway. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Stop texting me. I am streaming. Don't stream wait, don't text while I'm streaming. Man, there we go. Okay. Books do not make terrible weapons. That's really fun. Stop texting me, you jerk. Anyway. Let's see. Know any good jokes? Alright. No, I like the Sisters. Sisters of Battle are cool as hell. Anytime I can see chick in some really big armor or really, really tight clothing, I am a happy Alexis. And I happen to do those things, so... I mean, I have the armor in my closet. It's super bulky. I love it. Don't text me. Don't text in stream. Stay in Scala. That's good. That's good. Man. No, but, so I got this book. I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I can't run campaigns because I can't get any actual people together to play in said campaigns. So it's being a real pain in the butt. Boop. Oh, hey, Daisy. Happy Alexis, happy community. Yep. Sisters of Silence are better than sororitas. Now, they're about equal with them, though. I would give them that. Way back in the day, yes. Current, nah. Have you seen Event Horizon, and do you think that's what it would, what it's like without a Guller field? That would be if a Guller field flashed, like instantaneously. Like one guy getting possessed, that's about an instantaneous thing. But yeah. I got a joke, Tyranids in competitive play. Let me tell you something about that. There is a Tyranid list that is still seeing tournament play that is 300 Hormigons. I wish I was kidding. It's a real list. How do you remember Dawn of War 1 Space Marine drop spam only to find out they were pretty bad? Okay, so I'm imagining you're saying something along the lines of how they did the Steel Rain strategy in Dawn of War 1, and then versus the tabletop. The tabletop is still actually pretty decent. So, yeah. Gaming, where was that? Yeah, right. Keep doing what you do. We all appreciate you, Alexis. Good night. Oh, take care. Am I the only one who wishes Kane would occasionally fight something that wasn't Nids? He fought 3 Eldar witches at once. He's fought against Hal. He's fought against Genestealer cult. Stop texting me while I'm doing stuff. I'm gonna put you on silent. No, that's turning my Wi-Fi off. No, No, There we go. Okay. The movement phase must be... so what you do with 300 Hormigons is you 3D print or just buy a couple of movement trays. You magnetize all the nids to it, and then you just move them really quickly. If you're a good 40k player playing a Swarm army, it won't take you any longer than a normal player playing his army. Regarding campaigns, have you tried Crusade? Been playing it for a while here in AZ, and it's pretty good so far. I have not tried it yet, but I can't really get consistent games for the channel just yet. I'm still trying. I scheduled a game with... I was going to schedule a game with this one guy, but he was just... He came off as really arrogant, and it just didn't feel right to play against him, because he was going to play like a hyper-competitive list. He wanted to play up against Slaanesh demons, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this. Nah, not for me. When are you going to do an OF? I'm not. I did modeling a few years ago, and I did lingerie modeling for a couple of years. I've been published a few times. Once I lose a little bit of weight, I plan to do some more of that. So we'll see. But OF is a no-go. Absolutely not. Except, no, it's not going to. Let's see. Canis fought Chaos Space Marines. Jorgen killed it. Yep. Nihilists and sociopaths and entertaining bartender says we are. Yep. Have you played Blackstone Fortress? Yes, I have. That's interesting. Had no idea. A lot of people don't know that I did modeling. A lot of people don't know I cosplay, so... Or that I'm a colossal nerd about other things, too. Like, you think I know a lot about 40K. I know more about Jurassic Park than most people ever will. And I know more about, like, Inuyasha and Naruto than I care to admit. I was also a professional Yu-Gi-Oh! Player for a few years. I was a Magic player. I was a Magic judge for a few years. Yeah. Yeah. It's really funny, all the things that I did. I used to work in Jurassic Park Nerds Unite. Yes! Yes. I still have my 1992 copy of Jurassic Park, the book, and then I have the 1996 reversion of it, which includes the different ending. And then I have the same one with the Lost World as well. So, yes. Horus sent Perturabo to bring back Angron. After Angron has turned into a demon, they fought and Pert won. Yeah, probably. Angron is one of the weakest Primarchs. Like, legit. Like, Angron is not that strong. I don't know why people think that he's strong. He's lost to literally everyone. Let's see. The Forge World books on NIDS is super Jurassic Park if you haven't checked that out. Yes, it is. You good? To me, no need to... I don't know what you mean. Farsight is rad. Yes, he is. Or she is. Farsight... No, Farsight is the dude with the sword. With the Satan Phase Blade. And, Shadow Sun is the chick in the big armor. Angron is broken weak. Yeah. Angron is not that powerful. Like, in terms of physical strength, I think the weakest Primarch is Alfarius and Omegon. Then it would go, like, probably in a straight-up brawl. I actually made a list for this a while ago. I was going to make it into a video, but I didn't know if anyone would want to watch it. Also, they would start arguing about it. But I think the physical weakest Primarch is, like, hands down, like, gotta be Alfarius Omegon. Then it would go to, like, Logar, and then it would go to, like, probably... Actually, let me get up a list of the Primarchs. I always forget all the Primarchs' names, because they're just so unimportant to the actual setting. Why is Lexiconum not popping up as the first one? Ugh, I hate when they do this. Lexiconum. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the live stream. So, alright, so it would be Alfarius Omegon, definitely. Corvid Corax is actually not that strong either. Vulcan is pretty strong. Logar would definitely be number 2. Then I'd probably put Corvus as number 3. Then I'd put probably... This is going to be awkward to say, but probably Kurz. Kurz is fairly weak. Then I'd put... let's see. So we got Kurz. We get knocked you out. I'd probably put Vulcan as the next one. Because, yeah, he's as strong as, like, a Primarch, but that's not really much when Horus actually choked out a Primarch. Then I'd put Magnus the Red in, like, the good middle ground. His psychic abilities make up for the fact that he's weak as crap and really stupid. Then I'd put Horus the Purple, Lupercal. He's actually not that strong. I'd say Reboot Gilliman is actually stronger than Perturabo, because Reboot Gilliman defeated a Bloodthirster, Fate Weaver, the Demon of the End Times. He's beaten Mortarion. He's beaten Magnus. So I would definitely put Reboot Gilliman up there. Then I'd put Angron. Angron's a bit stronger. Ferrus Manus right above him. Actually, Ferrus Manus is fairly weak too, isn't he? Actually, I think the easier one would just be the top 5 strongest. I think I would start it with Rogel Dorn as number 5. I think that's a solid pick because he's really strong. Then I'd probably go Yagatayan. I think he's really good too. Then I'd go probably... No. Who would be next? Not Sanguinius. Sanguinius is actually fairly weak. As weird as that is to say, he is fairly weak. Probably, damn. Wow, this is a tough choice. Maybe if... No, because... Okay, so we'd have to go Fulgrim, then Dorn, because Dorn has beaten Fulgrim. Yagatayan, then Lehman Russ, and then Lionel Johnson for the top 5 strongest Primarchs. There we go. That took me way more time than it should have. Sanguinius can see the future. Sanguinius can't see the future. He gets visions of the future, but can't control them. He is not good. He's not skilled in his abilities. If he could actually control it, he'd be fine. Vulcan is a perpetual. He should not be measured by normal standards. Well, I'm sorry. If you can come back from anything, but I can kill you over and over and over again, it doesn't matter how strong you are. I'm going to win every fight we have. Lionel Johnson is such a stupid name. No, it isn't. He's cool. I like him. Let's see. People sleep on Gilliman, even though he took on Angron and Logar at once. He's also taken on 3 greater demons at once, and won. He also has a sword that can destroy demons. Not just kill, destroy them. Obviously, a play on Lionel Johnson. Yes, obviously. It's also named after a poet. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the donation. You're awesome. Just because you sound like a lot of the Primarchs are fairly weak. Also, love your live streams. Aw, thank you. I gotta do more live streams. I really have to. Lionel Johnson might not be the strongest just because he will not hesitate if he has a reason to kill you. No, I think he's just the best fighter. Like, hands down, he can go toe-to-toe with Vulcan and win. Not Vulcan. He can go toe-to-toe with Lehman Russ and win. And Lehman Russ has taken down pretty much every other Primarch. Magnus is best boy. No. Magnus is... I feel bad for Magnus because he's kind of blissfully stupid. Like, he doesn't realize that what he's doing is actually bad. He's just too dumb to admit his own mistakes. And too stupid to see the fact that he's being manipulated the entire time. What do you think about the Black Templar and Grimaldus? So at first I did not like the Black Templar. I thought they were really stupid, arrogant, and, you know, I fell into the stupid meme, and I thought that's how they acted. But after reading a couple of books, including a C.S. Godot book that was actually good, I really have an appreciation for the Black Templar, because I like how their chapter operates, where it operates as a crusade. The closest example to a crusade that we have is the Sisters of Battle, where if they get too big, they break up. And it's cool that Grimaldus is... Not Grimaldus. What is the leader's name? Is it Grimaldus? No. He's got a different name. But regardless, I think the Black Templar are actually really cool, and I like how they do the crusade mechanic. And I wish other chapters adopted that. Technically, the Grey Shields did, but they don't really talk about it too much. Valdor beats them all. I doubt it. Valdor knows his own strength. You should feel bad for Magnus. No. Reboot is clearly the best, uncorrupted, and still alive. Technically, he's undead. He's not alive. It's... Well, yeah, no, he's alive. Oh, how do you class that? Because he's like... how do you class Guilliman? Because he was brought back to life, and I think that he is currently living, but his soul is darkened. I think that's how the book read. Too arrogant to admit fault, you mean? Yes. Yeah, without a doubt. I'd play some 40k with Magnus. He'd probably cheat. He looks like the type that would try to cheat. He'd overmeasure and assume that he's right. Let's see. Norn, would there be any potential with a movie or a series where a Leman Russ crew in a style of Fury? Oh, that would be so cool. Actually, if they did Titan's Bane as a movie, that would be pretty cool. Do we know where Dorn is? Currently, he's written out of the lore for the most part. He was captured or killed by Perturabo, and all that remains was his severed hand, which everybody signed because you do that, I guess. And every chapter master since him has signed their name on the bones of his hand. He got better. I could believe it. Greeting from Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I'm like down the road from you. Neat. Go to Games U. The Sigilite was nearly as strong as the warp as nearly as strong in the warp as Big E. We actually don't know how strong the Emperor is. We do know that he can take on all 4 Chaos Gods and win, but overall, I hesitate to guess how strong the Emperor really is when it comes to psychic abilities. Video idea. What kind of 40k player each of the Primarchs would be? Ooh, that's actually a pretty good idea. I think Azrael knows where the lion sleeps. That's kind of creepy, but is too afraid to go and wake him up. I could believe that. Hello from Phoenix as well. You see, I got a lot of fans down here, and it's really cool. Like, guys, if you want to schedule games, get a fully painted army, and we can play at Games U, and you guys can be featured on the channel. Just saying, I need games, please. Malkador died after sitting on the throne for a day. So we don't know if he died. So hear me out on this. I don't actually believe, this is my theory, my headcanon, not actually canon, but my thought on this matter. I don't think Malkador died. What happened to Malkador is he became one with the new realm the Emperor was creating, which is the Beacon of the Astronomicon, which is mentioned in Celestine. And if you read the book, oh god, what is it? Talon of Horus or Black Legion, I can't remember which one. But Abaddon talks to a person who feels familiar to him when gazing into the light of the Astronomicon. And I feel that it's heavily hinted that Malkador is the de facto, like, doorman to the to the Emperor's realm. So he may have not died, but ascended himself. So yeah. That's my thought on the matter. I'm not saying that that's what happened. That is strictly my thought. But that's also going to be rewritten very soon, so we'll see what happens. How to beat Magnus at 40k. Step 1. Play Space Wolves. Watch him flip the table and rage quit. No, he'd probably take it as a challenge. I'm scared to check the Forge World website. All the cool Custodes models are under mold updates but seem no longer available. Should get more then. Hey Lexus, what 40k meme would you say are true and aren't overblown? I'd have to see them. The Emperor is not on the throne. He is though. It's kind of confirmed in by the custodians as well as by Gilliman himself. Malcador got dusted. I could believe that. Why is Sanguinius not so good of a fighter? Didn't Russ think that Sanguinius would be the best of all of them? So when he says that, he doesn't mean raw fighting power. You guys realize that Primarchs are as much as politicians as they are as leaders, right? Sanguinius was charismatic. Sanguinius gave off an aura of beauty that couldn't be rivaled by any of the other Primarchs. Sanguinius made people feel calm and angelic, but the reason that Sanguinius couldn't be the War Master is because people would idolize him and start worshiping him too quickly, so that they couldn't properly get the Imperial Creed and the Imperial Faith in line, and people would worship him without realizing that they're doing it wrong. That's my theory. Lion sleeps in the jungle. I could believe that. The embodiment of the Astronomicon. Yep. I got kicked out of my local gaming club last week for deep striking a Telemann with power fists and one-shotting a Baneblade. I don't see why you would get kicked out of a game club for that. Oh, thank you for the donation. You're awesome and I love you. Crazy theory. One of the lost Primarchs is a strong pariah and the Sisters of Silence are made from his or her gene seed. Even the Emperor fears them. No. I hate to burst your bubble about this one, but we do know that the Primarchs are dead. The 2 extra Primarchs are dead. What we know about them is one was removed and possibly destroyed by Leman Russ, and one actually got a sickness that affected the gene seed, and this revelation scared Sanguinius because Sanguinius had a very similar thing happening to his chapter with the Black Rage and Red Thirst. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's Red Thirst. And he was put to death. The other Primarch was put to death because of his failure. But yeah, that's all we know about them. We know that they're both male, because they are brothers. But it's more of a brotherly bond, maybe, than the actual brother being the gendered term. Yeah. But no, I like the theory. So the way that the Pariah gene and the Sisters of Silence actually do everything, the Sisters of Silence selectively breed with people. I know that's kind of weird, but that's what their White Dwarf says, and that's how they spread and make more Sisters of Silence. Aside from that, we also know they don't age. Sisters of Silence don't age. Fulgrim was even mentioned as being a pale imitation of Sanguinius. Yep. Norn, what about where Horus suggested to say Mallow while with Malkador? I would need a quote for that and a page number. Which Xenos race do you like most? Ah, excuse me. Tyranids. I love the ultimate bad guy of 40k. See, the Emperor isn't afraid of the Silent Sisters. They could just see through all of his psychic bullcrap. So yeah, they do actually see the Emperor for what he truly is, and they respect him. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. Pariahs and blanks are the pinnacle of human evolution. They're incorruptible. That is not true. Their souls their essence is incorruptible, but their bodies still are, assuming that they have died and their bodies can then be messed with. It's the same thing that they have to do to Sisters of Battle. Although Sisters can fall to the temptations of the Chaos Gods. But it's very, very, very unlikely, and typically when it does happen, the Sisters purge the ever-living crap out of them. The Emperor also thought it was good when Malkador asked about a female Primarch. So, kind of. The Emperor and Malkador wanted the Primarchs to eventually fight and kill each other off, but keep about half of them. And that half would govern the Imperium and be more than likely split into separate empires, all running under their selected Primarch. All paying tithes to the Emperor, which would have been a really cool plan, but as Malkador said, if half of them were women, they wouldn't have fought each other. They would be more understanding of each other. Honestly, I kind of wish Urda got involved in the Horus Heresy a bit more, I wish it was that she went and found some of the Primarchs. Like, if she had the 2 lost Primarchs, that would be amazing. Rabu Gilliman, at the end of Plague War in the Dark Imperium trilogy, has begun reading the Lectitio Divinitatis that was peddled by Logar. What do you think Gilliman will accept the Emperor as a god? So Gilliman he listens to the Custodians, and the Custodians have said to him that when you stand before the Emperor, God and godlike are not very different. So even the Custodians kind of acknowledge the fact that the Emperor is just really powerful. What would happen if the Emperor was not incapacitated? I think he would have gone to the Golden Throne anyway. And I'm basing this on what Urda said in Saturnine, but I don't want to spoil it. Let's see. Oh, also thank you for the donation. You're awesome. Is there a model you want to buy and build, but no, you will never get around to finishing said model? I have a model in my kitchen that I will never use. It'll never see a game, and it will just sit in my kitchen for a very long time. Do you wish to see said model? And if you do, say, yes, I wish to see the model, and I will show it to you. I mean, technically they do that, but because Logar is a big baby, they don't like being told he was wrong. Oh, excuse me. I normally don't drink soda, so like I'm very burpy from it. Let's see. Okay, you guys want to see the big model that I have that I'll never use? I'll 100% never use this thing. Okay. I will 100% never have this thing in a game ever. But this is my buddy. This is a Reaver Titan. Isn't she adorable? It's named Grandma. If she walks... No, I only have a Reaver. I'm still saving up for... Once I buy my house and actually get good income tax, If I actually get income tax, that would be cool. But yeah, I would definitely buy a Warlord Titan. Pew 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 pew. What's her name? Oh, her name is Nana, because she's named after my grandma. Because the whole thing with my Knight and Titan Legion is that it's all based on my family. And you are Dusty. I guess that makes sense for an old lady. How many points is that in game? I think it's close to like 6,000. I was debating for a while to get rid of it. But I couldn't bring myself to getting rid of it. So yeah, this is my baby and I love her. And if you ever hurt my baby, I will not do anything because I'm a pacifist. But I'll think about it. Am I the only one that cuddles with a Reaver Titan? Somebody else has got to have cuddled with a Reaver Titan. This is actually how I travel with it. Let's see. She's adorable. She has a cool color pattern. Reasonable Marines fanfiction. I can actually show you what her household is based off of. I have a tabard or a wall scroll with it on it. Let's see. I really have to put this thing back in the kitchen now. By the way, it is on display in my kitchen. That's what's behind me, is my kitchen. Let's see. I'm pretty sure a good volley of Necron warriors would take it down, probably. Norn, for you reading the quote in Horus saying Malkador, all I know is it's from the last council. I don't remember that, but I might just be mistaken. I'm also petting my Titan like a cat, by the way. Like, my hands automatically start petting things. I know it's a bit memey now, and GW would never do it, but if you wanted, how would you bring Malal into 40k properly? He is there. Like, he's there. There is no bringing him in properly. He's the Chaos God of Chaos. Black and white color scheme. Out of all the assassin temples, which one would you want to be tasked with assassinating you? Probably the Venom Temple, I think would be cool. Or the Data Assassins. Because I think that would be the easiest way to kill me. None of the big ones. I wouldn't need any of the big four. Hey, Norn Queen, how long do you think it would take for Dante to cross the Rubicon Primarchs? Not very long. Once they revisit his line, I think sometime in like 2 years, they'll probably make him Primaris. Look at his buddy. I'm just sitting here just cuddling with a Reaver. Life is good. Alright, I'm going to put you back. Now don't break, because you always break. Okay. Well, we got, crazy theory under here is actually the first Primaris made as a genetic experiment with Malkador. So I have a theory about this. In the Codex book, they tell you that they're working on new Marines. It's never actually said what the Marine are. And then the Iron Warriors kind of mess it up. And then that data is mentioned in... it's mentioned that Forge Worlds actually have that information. So, well, that they share information. So I believe that Belisarius Call just took that information and made the Primaris. Malice is not equal to Mala, so says the greater forces in all realms. GW legal. Well, Malice isn't a chaos god. Malala is. Or Malice is. I forget which one it is, but they're the same character. It doesn't matter. It's more or less the same thing as Nergleth and Nurgle are technically the same thing. I'm going to put her back. Please don't fall. I really need you not to fall. Stay. Good. You guys get to see my outfit today. Earlier my outfit included a corset, but it got a little bit too hot. I can't believe there aren't already a series of Warhammer plushies. You know what? I want Warhammer plushies. I also want Warhammer shirts that are made for tank tops, because I only wear tank tops. Aside from this shirt, but this shirt is like actually clear, so it just looks black. But if I actually shine it to the light, you can see right through the shirt. So I love this shirt. Oh, thank you for the donation. You're awesome and I love you. GW needs to team up with Build-A-Bear for 40k plushies. God, yes. This would be such a good idea. Yesterday I bought the ADB Hell's Reach Legends Collection version. Any other good books about Black Templar? I'd have to go and check. I want Space Marine plushies. Right? Plushie Terminator would be adorable. Great Horned Rat. Actually, they could do one for like even a Marathi one that's just like a giant snack. Be so happy with that. I'd be so stupid happy with that. You have no idea. Okay, let's see. Seraphon and Tyranid plushies, please. Right! Yo, I would definitely take a Lizard Man plushie. That'd be cool as hell. I want a Warlord plushie. Yes. Cuddly plushie of a Swarmlord. So there was somebody bought me, like, people buy me body pillows. It's weird. They do it. I'm not going to question it. If you want to buy me a body pillow, by all means, go right ahead. I actually kind of like body pillows. But this person almost bought me a Tyranid body pillow, and it was actually the one that I wanted. It's annoying. Armageddon is a good book, good Black Templar book. Yes, it is. The whole theory about Logar coming back and then trying to... So, interesting thing about Logar, you should really look at ADB's tweets about Logar. They're from a few years ago, and a lot of his... Like, he wanted Logar to actually die, and I thought that was really cool. Thank you for the stream, learned a lot. Also, we'll go and unsub for Arch. I rarely watch him, but he's as bad as you say. I'm not interested. Yeah, he's worse than what I said. You can actually just search all the reasons why he's bad. Yeah. Anyone seen the Flash Gits animations? I definitely seen the Orc Flash Git animations. Those ones. Not, yeah. Definitely seen them. Logar dying would be good. Would be good. Apparently I went like French? German? I'm not sure. But Logar dying... I can't talk. I cannot. You know what? I tried. I can't read that comment. Zinch has messed with me this day and made that sentence unreadable. I live for the day that Erebus dies. I mean, flip that sentence around. I die for the day that Erebus actually lives. Freely. Because that poor boy is a slave to darkness. And he doesn't even realize it yet. And he never will. Am a Tau player... So I am a Tau player. Hasn't touched the game since 8th edition. Just finished reading the new rules for him, and now I'm very sad. So crisis suits are actually pretty good. Burst cannon spam is pretty neat. Melta spam is really good. And deep striking your suits is actually a pretty decent idea. Just as planned. You found me out. And changes be with you always. Oh, man. Oh, he might be well as dead. You'd never see him anymore. Yeah, a lot of the Primarchs just aren't around anymore. And their legions just kind of go on without them. What is death to Chaos Space Marines anyway? Wouldn't he just appear again in the warp? He might get hit by a holy weapon and destroyed, which would be cool. There was a 40k meme that I actually like. It's that scene from Thor Ragnarok, when Hela is talking to Thor, and Hela is just like, "You can't beat me," and Thor's like, "But he can," and it's the doom of the realm. And it's Be'lakor talking to Gilliman. "You can't kill me." "No, but he can." And it's just Gazgul. I'm just like, yes. I love Gazgul so much. Do Chaos Space Marines even make new Space Marines? Yes, they do. They use the Demon Kolaba to do it in a horrific practice, which definitely did not need to be shown in any way, shape, or form. And the Demon Kolaba still haunts my nightmares. I don't want to... Ugh. Demon Kolaba is just gross. And I like body horror. But that would freaking make Pinhead just be like, "Oh, this is a bit too much," and leave. There's an old Iron Warrior story where they steal Gene Seed, but we'll never see Scouts. But we never see Scouts. So they kind of take from their own slaves sometimes. So it's really, really weird. Like Death Guard, for instance, they will go down and they will virus bomb a planet, and then they'll pick up the survivors and turn those survivors into Plague Marines. Whichever company they're with at the time. I do want to make a Crisis suits that look more like War Machines armor. That would be cool. Crisis suit plushies. Kawi. You know, that whole Ada thing is just... I see that on TikTok all the time. I am still debating making, like, actual content on TikTok. I think I'd be good. If Orks destroyed some Necrons, can their one use them for scrap weapons? Yes, they can. They can loot Necrons in the aftermath of a war. Have you seen the Russian Badger Deathwing videos? My dude, you have to join my Discord and sit in voice chat. I stream this stuff when I'm watching it. Like, there is so much stuff. Like, if you want to just... join my Discord. You will love it. It's in the link in the description. Also, cool thing for everybody here. Check out my Patreon. Like, I have a ton of videos on there now, and I try to release like 1 to 2 a week of just like an entirely different series strictly for my Patreon, and it's only $1 a month. And if you want to be super awesome, you can donate more. It helps out a lot. Like, it's cool. I'm not trying to force anybody, but if you really want to support a local content creator, you can check out my Patreon. Also, I have paint on my hand. That should be convincing enough. This paint. Also, I found out doing this is actually hard to do. Like, apparently that's hard to people. Anyway. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Let's see. Hey Alexis, can Samus Aran beat a Primarch? Yes. Hands down, yes. Oh my god, Samus Aran is freaking broken. Are you kidding me? Can we see that Reaver again? Sure? Why? Varric is my local. Give him a hug for me after the pandemic and you are safe to do so. And you are both vaccinated and safe. But once that's over, give him a hug for me. And just like give him a hug, but look at him like super aggressive afterwards and be like, "That's from NornQueen." And then walk away. That would be funny. Not gonna lie, that would be really funny, by the way. Yeah, sure. I'll get the Reaver once more. There we go. There we go. There's my baby. Okay, let's put this down. Let's take this off. By the way, there's a person in there. Let's take your cockpit off. So there's a tech priest inside it, and there's the 3 pilots to Grandma. Now, I didn't buy this Reaver. It was given to me by a fan, former fan. He got into a lot of drama, and it was really silly. But this was a gift, and I decided to keep it because I like it. I mean, who else can say they have a Reaver Titan? Not many. Give us a good look around up close. Why? I mean, I'm on webcam, so you can't actually see it well. I already posted it on my Instagram if you want to see it. Join this YouTube thing. Even try to pick him up as well. Join his YouTube thing and try to pick him up as well. I'm confused what you're saying, but thank you for the donation. You're awesome and I love you. Let's see. I'm gonna go put this one back. Boop. Yeah. You should have river cams like some streamers have pet cam. Huh. Maybe I should. That's actually a good idea. Alright, let me put this one back real quick because I do not want to drop her. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Facts, that's definitely some commitment. I don't know what you mean. It's not really commitment. I don't know. Let's see. About the whole Valork thing. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. Do it. Okay, let's see. Hey Alexis, what do you think about the Tau campaigns? I think they're pretty cool. I like Shadowsun and Farsight against a couple of companies of White Scars and Raven Guard, or the Tauros campaign. P.S. Sorry about the Elysian army. Yeah, I have those books somewhere. Because that's the Damnos event. No, I'm probably wrong on that one. It's not Munka. Is it in Munka? It might be in Munka. I can't remember. Okay, Exit Series of Commitment, different, check it out. Has anyone seen the Stringstorm Warhammer 40k Idols thing? I actually voice acted in that too. I did the Eldar. I didn't sing, which made me sad. I really wanted to sing. I hyped myself up for like 2 weeks for that. But yeah, actually like a week. But still. Blackstone fortresses are made by old ones. Eldar incorporated them into their mythology. So I remember reading somewhere that Eldar built the Blackstone fortresses. I remember that so clearly, but then when I went and checked the source, I couldn't find it. And I swear to you, I really thought that the Eldar built the Blackstone fortresses. I remember that exact, like, reading that. And I can't find it. And it's really bugging me. Bugs the crap out of me. Who'd win? Gorkamork. Ha! Joke's on you. You haven't seen that bigger brother yet. Daka. Their bigger brother is named Daka. That's my headcanon. Headcanon. Their bigger brother is named Daka. You did a good job as Maka. The Ever Virgin. You know, I feel like your brain is a nod at Maka. That's Zinch messing with history. Right? Right? Because, like, legit, I think it might have been a fever dream, but I remember reading it. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to refer to this later. And then, like, I go back and check it, and it's just completely wrong. And I'm like, wow. This makes me question, like, literally all of my things. Because I was wondering, like, how many things did I get wrong throughout me talking about Warhammer? typically what I try to do is bring up this source that I'm talking from. So yeah. It's on 1D4chan. I know I don't use that as a source at all. Like, that's just weird. I know I don't use that one. So probably the original BFG? No, I have that book, and I read through that, and it's not in there. It's just, it's so weird. Like, it was hands down weird. I swear I remember it like that. Okay. Boop. Have you seen the meme of Magnus quoting Errata from the Power Rangers after 10,000 years I'm free? Of Rita. No. If I remember right, Eldar thought one of the Forge gods made the Blackstone fortresses, or as they... I don't remember the source. You know what? I can feel that. I can feel that. When you just can't remember the damn source for something and you're just sitting there like, I know this is right, but I can't back it up. And it bugs me. Let's see. Zinch messing with you. Oh, God, right? The funniest thing about Blackstone Fortress is that Abaddon found it in a pile of garbage. That actually isn't the Blackstone Fortress. You're thinking Planet Killer, which he found in space garbage. And it's so strange that he found a Planet Killer in a pile of space garbage. Codex Eye of Terra, 3rd edition, page 46. Codex Eye of Terra. Codex Eye of Terra. Ow! Damn it. Stupid books. Bastard. Okay. Eye of Terra. Page 46, you said? Let's see. Just kind of squeeze through here really quickly. Okay, you said page 46. Now we need to check this. At the end of the 41st millennium, blah, 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 Mungden Ra. It's really cool to read about Mungden Ra, by the way. Oh yeah, by the way, did you know Abaddon's main rival is Mungden Ra from the Eldar? That's a thing. Mungden Ra hates him. Comes like to the Bunkai. Yes. Once the avatar of Uthoi has awoken, the spirit of Cain, yada 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 yada. Mungden Ra assembled the Black Guardians of Uthoi, driving them into a small strike force, blah 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 blah. Waystone, yada yada yada. I'm not seeing anything about the Blackstone Fortress on page 46. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I love this codex, though. It has such cool things. Like, this is the original Renegade Guard book, and it's so cool. Because they had big mutants, and freaking traitors, and mutants, and mutant bosses as enemies. Chaos Hounds. This book is so good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about the Blackstone Fortresses on page 46. Unfortunately. Sorry about that. Sometimes the Lexiconum is wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. It might actually be in here and I just didn't see it. But I read the passage that had lore in it and I read the whole page, but I did not see it. Big mutants. Ogrins? No, big mutants. Just mutants that are big. You know, big mutants. They're like Walmart dwellers. what happened to chaos. What happened to chaos is it became less chaotic. That's what happened to chaos from 3rd edition onwards. I'm jealous that you got to be on Adeptus Podcastus with Remlays and Tactica Imperialis. By the way, they're not using that name anymore. Please just respect them and call them Tactical Imperialis. Yes, please. Okay, thank you. But yeah, I used to be part of their crew, but I was a different person. I was going through a lot of depression at the time, and I'm not using that as an excuse or anything. I was wrong in what I've done, and we are still great friends, all three of us, and I absolutely love those guys. And it's honestly, those two are amazing. I appear on there every now and then, whenever they need a guest. I should ask them if they want me again. Well, as guest. Yeah. How are the Blood Pack a thing when everyone else that turns to chaos becomes a cultist mob? Because Forge World. But they're not a thing anymore. They actually don't have any rules. I think you can't even use them because there's no Renegade Guardsmen at all right now. Do you think they'll re-release Star Striders? I hope they do. I hope they add to them, but they're not going to. Finding Planet Killer in a bunch of garbage seems like that orc would... that look would happen to an orc. That I still can't believe that that's true. Like, here's a bunch of space debris. By the way, there's Planet Killer in a bunch of pieces. It's so dumb. Like, everything involving chaos is like cartoony and stupid at times, but that is probably like the worst examples of stupid writing that I've ever seen. It's worse than anything you read about like Slaanesh and how creepy Slaanesh is and the fan base. But yeah, I like Slaanesh. I'm creepy. Anyway. But I also know that Slaanesh is just a bad guy. So I don't try to like justify Slaanesh by being like, no, demons are good guys. It's like, no, chaos is evil. And I know it. I love playing bad guys on occasion. I play demons, chaos, space marines. Oh, I don't play chaos, space marines. I play demons, Genestealer cult, and Tyranids to play bad guys. Oh yeah, and there are good guys in 40k, by the way. Gilliman. That, if you're going to try to say Gilliman is gray, no. He's just not. I would also say the Tower pretty good, for the most part. Aside from, you know, the occasional genocide. But in 40k, who hasn't done that? Which of the Chaos God does Homestuck fandom worship? Oh god, it's going to be Slaanesh. Or Nurgle. Who's Abaddon's enemy? Well, according to that 3rd edition book, it's Mungden Ra. Is his his rival. Yeah. I think that plus a few other, like, mentions later on is, like, the only time you'll ever read that. Because Abaddon does not care about the Eldar at all. Is the duality of the Chaos Gods still canon? It never really was. Slaanesh has always been the hedonistic god of torture. There is no beauty in Slaanesh. Slaanesh is that feeling when you've done something well, but you've put everything into it. It's that excess for getting more and more and more joy out of something. It's not the feeling of accomplishment. It's the feeling of working to it and never getting it. Slaanesh will quite literally blue ball all of its followers. Like, hands down. But Khorne is just a god of murder and bloodshed. Khorne cares not from where the blood flows, only that it does. Tzeentch is the god of lies. I guess you can argue and say Nurgle is still a duality god, but that's about it. Like, the only duality in Tzeentch is that they work against themselves as much as they work in favor of themselves. In AOS, it's a bit different. There is duality in the gods. A bit. Not really. Khorne is also honor. Khorne is not honor. His favored champion is named the Betrayer. You can't say you're honorable when your best champion is the Betrayer. Also, Khorne flat out, every time his guys gets together, throws blood on them, makes them all go insane and kill each other. Vulcan is the nicest of the Primarchs, delivering hugs and snoots to boop. Vulcan himself is nice to his brothers, terrible to Eldar. He killed an Eldar child. That's still... Salamanders irradiated habitational blocks. Yes, they have. Eldar refer to the Blackstone fortresses as talismans of Vol. This is why they're a creation of the Smith god. Huh. I would need a source on that because that is really cool to know. About the deeper warp that everyone, the Chaos Gods avoid, is that true? I've never read anything about that ever, but I'm not saying it's not true because I am unaware of the information about it, so forgive me. Ever heard of the Outer Circle channel? Yeah, it's bad. Hi Queen, if you were given the ability to add another god, chaos or non-chaos god to 40k or AOS lore, okay. So I would probably add, I actually thought about this for a while. I would add a god of time manipulation. Okay, and hear me out. Anytime, because the way that the Great Game works is it works on multiple planes of existence at once, and it works based around the best outcomes that all of them can try to achieve while fighting each other. And this includes, like, even reality-altering gods like the Satans, Gorkamork, and everybody. But this god would feed off of the other gods' raw intent of messing with the time stream. And every time they did it, they would get stronger. And the whole thing is, they would keep goading people into controlling temporal manipulations in order to best feed themselves. So they would become a chaos god that no one ever knows about, no one ever sees, but is the most powerful because at the end of the Great Game, when chaos finally, if chaos wins, or if the Emperor wins, or if the Satan win, or Gorkamorka win, or the Eldari Pantheon wins, it doesn't matter because this one Chaos God will simply time travel the other ones back into existence. So, you have a Chaos God that's working against the Chaos Gods while feeding off of the Chaos Gods, and the only thing it would be doing is manipulating the Great Game so that it is endless for eternity. It would also be the god that actually allows you to time travel when using the warp. Didn't Necrons have a god that already does that? Only in real space. This would be a god of the warp doing the same thing. A chaos god. Let's see. If the Emperor is a god, then what is he a god of? He comes from Wolfcock's work. The Emperor is the god of order. If you want to check out Wolfcock's work, just look it up. It is hilarious. Keep your safe search on and do it. Time manipulation, did Necrons already do that? Trazine's best friend? Yes. But that's real space manipulation. The old ones, what do they look like? Slan, for whatever we can say. Hey Norn, and all you good people, hope you're doing fine. I'm doing pretty well. What Disney villain song fits each of the Chaos Gods? I don't know enough about Disney to actually answer that question. Alex is trying to finally give the Ordo Cronus a big enemy. Yeah, actually. The Snake God of Time and Ouroboros. Promise not to steal. Ooh, yeah. Well, they actually have a hive fleet named Ouroboros, by the way. Let's see. Source on seems to be. I don't know what you mean. This line were actually a thing in first edition. Let's check. That's the battle missions. That's war gear. That's Sisters of Battle. So, let's see. This is a battle manual. I don't think it has too much. No, this is just a rulebook. I don't actually have first edition. I need the Rogue Trader rulebook. So I can't actually check the source on that. So the Time God would be the Doctor traveling around in the warp in the TARDIS. TARDIS? Kind of. Think of like if the Doctor, Doctor Strange, and let's see, the new bad guy from Mortal Kombat were all just one being and just constantly manipulating the time stream so that everything always fought. And no matter what you did to ultimately get your plan to work, it would switch the time stream so that it always got deflected by another plan. So anytime you planned for something, it would ultimately change the time stream just slightly so that the defenders would be able to defend themselves, so the attackers would be able to attack better, and ultimately no one would gain anything. And honestly, I think that this might be the one god controlling all of 40k. It would explain why big events can happen like the Cicatrix Maledictum and nothing changes. Just think about it. Also, thank you for the donation. You're awesome and I love you. I've read the deeper warp thing on Reddit. Basically, the warp we know, demons, gods traveling, is the surface of the ocean with a wider things down below. Possibly. We know that there are living creatures in the warp. Would the Imperium have won by now if they didn't sacrifice people to keep the Emperor alive? No, they're sacrificing people not to keep the Emperor fully alive, but to keep the Golden Throne active. So even in times when the Emperor was a thing, the black ships were already a thing, and they were already bringing people into Terra. Or at least I think they are. I might be remembering this wrong. And if I am, I'm sorry. That's my bad. What do you think the Terminus Decree says? The Terminus Decree is out there strictly for, role-playing elements. It's from the role-playing books. Just saying. Burger King's chicken fries are slamming. Okay. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. And I want each of you to know that I love each and every single one of you. You guys are awesome. Please check out my Patreon. Link is in the description down below. Exclusive videos on there that are super awesome. I have to take a call, but it's kind of annoying. I've been trying to put it off for a little bit, but I couldn't because they keep calling, which is super annoying. So I want to leave you guys with this. You guys are awesome. I love each and every single one of you. As always, NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.